like to begin?
Thank you, everyone. I want to call this special called meeting to order this afternoon. We have some important business to discuss and act on, as you all know. We will receive two recommendations today. The first being the recommendation for the next president at Volunteer State Community College, and the second for the next president of the Tennessee College of Applied Technology at McMinnville. We may well have news media on the line today and other interested parties, and I believe we have provided connections to those two campuses as well for folks who want to listen in, so welcome. To make this official, even though we have a general idea of who's here, as you all well know, we will need Sanja to take the role, and of course she has the two questions for you that we've all become familiar with throughout the pandemic. So, Secretary Mason, would you please call the roll?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to refresh your memory, as you answer the call to the roll, if you would let me know if you can hear and speak clearly, and then also if you have anyone else in the room. So when you answer the roll call, just answer yes, and I am alone to the other. So, Governor Lee, Regent Apple.
Present, and yes, and I am alone.
Regent Burdine.
I'm here. Yes, and I am alone.
Regent Duckett. Regent Duckett.
Yes, I am here, and I am alone.
Regent George.
Yes, and I'm alone.
Regent Gill.
Yes, and I am alone.
Regent Green. Regent Hatch.
Present, yes, and I am alone.
Commissioner Hatcher.
Here, yes, and I'm alone.
And Regent House.
Here, and I can hear, and I am alone.
Thank you. Regent McEllier.
Here, I can see, and here, and I am alone.
Thank you. Regent Powers.
Present, and I can hear, and I'm alone.
Regent Reed.
Present, I'm here, and I am alone. I can hear.
And Vice Chair Reynolds.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Schwinn, have you joined us? Regent Farland.
I'm present, I can hear, and I'm alone.
Regent Womp.
I can hear you, and I'm alone, and I'm here. All those things.
Thank you. And Regent White.
I'm here, I can hear, and I'm all alone in this very sterile little conference room here.
Thank you. And Madam Chair, you have a quorum. And also I would like to let you know that we do have the two candidates on the line as well.
Yes, that is excellent. Thank you. So you guys, one more piece of business. We are, of course, meeting electronically today to act on these two recommendations. We had such a limited time between their selection and the desired starting dates that obviously assembling us to be physically present was not particularly practical. So as a consequence, we will need a motion to meet electronically today, and I will entertain that from any member of the board, please.
So moved, Hatch.
Thank you. And I heard another, maybe a second in there.
That would be Powers. Yes.
Very good. Thank you, Regent Powers. Excellent. Any further discussion? If not, we will now act on the motion to approve our meeting today, or underscoring the necessity to meet electronically. So thank you all. And Sanja, let's call the roll once again.
Thank you. Dr. Apple.
Aye.
Regent Burdine.
Aye.
Regent Duckett.
Aye.
Regent George,
Aye.
Regent Gill,
Aye.
Regent Hatch,
Aye.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Aye.
Regent McElroy,
Aye.
Regent Powers,
Aye.
Regent Reed,
Aye.
Vice Chair Reynolds,
Aye.
Regent Varlin,
Aye.
Regent Wamp,
Aye.
Regent White.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. With that, let's move to our first item of business, which is to receive the Chancellor's recommendation for the president at Volunteer State Community College. Chancellor Tidings, thanks for some good work here these last few weeks.
Well, thank you, Madam Vice Chair, and thanks to each of you for being on the call today. At this time, as you all know, Dr. Jerry Faulkner announced his plans to retire as president of Volunteer State August 31st, 2021. The board approved the criteria for the next president at its meeting on March 25th, 2021, and a search advisory committee was formed and was comprised of 18 individuals, including members from the Board of Regents, community leaders from that region, and Volunteer State faculty, students, staff, and administration. A special thanks goes to each one of you that served on that committee and the time, energy, and effort that you each put into it. I'd like to thank and recognize specifically the members of the board who served on this committee, that being our chair, Regent Mary Lou Apple, Regent Joey Hatch, and Vice Chair Emily Reynolds. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our executive search firm of Greenwood Asher for their diligent work in recruiting an outstanding list of candidates and for their absolute excellent management of the search process. Volunteer State contributes greatly to the economy and welfare in Gallatin and Sumner County and all across northern Middle Tennessee, from Robertson County over to Putnam, Overton, and Pickett. I know that the person being recommended today will continue the progress that has been made and will strive to keep the momentum going for student success at this fine college. After careful review and consideration, Madam Chair, I am pleased to recommend to you Dr. Orinthia Montague as the next president of Volunteer State Community College. Dr. Montague has been president of Tompkins Cortland Community College in Dryden, New York since 2017. The public community college, which also has an extension site in Cortland and Ithaca, New York, is part of the State University of New York's SUNY system. She previously served as the Vice President of Student Affairs and Chief Diversity Officer and Dean of Students at Normandale Community College in Bloomington, Minnesota. And prior to this, she held a number of positions at the University of Missouri, St. Louis, including Associate Vice Provost and Dean of Students. Dr. Montague earned her PhD in Higher Education Administration at the University of Missouri, her Master's of Arts degree in Counseling at Linwood College, and her Bachelor of Arts in Interpersonal Communication at Truman State University. From the excellent pool of candidates, Dr. Montague was brought forward and is by far the best choice going forward for Volunteer State Community College and the success of its students. If adopted, Dr. Montague will begin on September 1st, 2021 with our standard presidential allowances and state of Tennessee employee benefits. Vice Chair Reynolds, I now turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much for your recommendation. I'd like to call on Regent Apple, who, as the Chancellor mentioned, led this search with military precision, might I add, which is not an easy thing to do on Zoom. And in addition to her military precision, she also offered her very gracious presence as always. So, Regent Apple, do you have anything to add to the Chancellor's remarks?
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Reynolds. Just a couple of things. First of all, thank you for the honor of chairing this committee. And in addition to those that the Chancellor has already said, a huge thank you to. I also want to thank Volunteer State for hosting the finalists and for Sonia Mason and her team for taking care of us with all the details of going through this search. The search committee held its first meeting on April the 28th of 2021. Then on May 13th, the committee met to consider and select candidates for round 1 interviews. 13 candidates were interviewed on May the 26th and 27th. As a result of the interviews, 8 candidates were brought forward for reference checking. The committee met again on June the 15th to discuss and review reference feedback on the candidates selected to move forward. Dr. Montague was one of the 3 finalists chosen by the Presidential Search Advisory Committee from 78 candidates from around the country. At the end of the review, the committee forwarded 3 finalists. Campus interviews were then held in person on June the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Madam Chair, it is with pleasure I support Chancellor Tiding's recommendation and make a motion to hire Dr. Rentham Montague as the next president of Volunteer State Community College.
Thank you very much. So we have a motion from Regent Apple. I will ask for a second as I turn to Regent Hatch, who of course was also a valuable member of the committee, to see if he has any comments and would like to offer that second to this motion.
I will gladly offer that second.
Thank you, sir. Anything to add?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. So we have a motion and a second. I will just briefly add that once again, this process was the example of when you pull a group of people together who truly care about their community, it shows. And the folks from Volunteer State, from the surrounding community, which included, by the way, our former interim chancellor, David Gregory, who was a delight to have in this process, you get the best results. So to the Gallatin community and everyone at Vol State, our sincere thanks for being part of this process. You are a special place indeed. So let me pause there and see if there are any other comments or questions. Hearing none, Sanja, if you are ready, let's make it official. Please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Regent Apple.
Aye.
Regent Verdine.
Aye.
Regent Duckett.
Aye.
Regent George.
Aye.
Regent Gill.
Aye.
Regent Hatch.
Aye.
Commissioner Hatcher.
Aye.
Regent McElyea.
Aye.
Regent Powers.
Aye.
Regent Reed.
Aye.
Vice Chair Reynolds.
Aye.
Regent Varlin.
Aye.
Regent Wamp.
Aye.
Regent White.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Excellent. So excellent. Thank you all. Dr. Montague, are you still with us?
I am.
Congratulations and welcome. Our only regret is that we are not all in person, but welcome.
Thank you so much. I am truly delighted to have been approved by this Board of Regents, and I'm so looking forward to joining Volunteer State.
We are excited to have you. September 1 is opening day, right?
August 16th is actually opening day.
Oh, okay. Okay. A little earlier. Okay.
A little early.
Excellent. And how are you coming on your move and all of those, the logistics of everything that has to come together?
I have secured housing. I will be in the area on August 16th. And so Dr. Faulkner and I have devised some communication that I can participate in that opening with him.
So thank you. Well, you are inheriting a great tradition of 50 years, and we know you will build on that tradition. So, and our promise to you is that August 16 will be about 75 degrees, partly cloudy skies.
I love the heat. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. Welcome. We are so excited to get to know you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us today, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Chancellor, I will come back to you for your next recommendation for the TCAT at McMinnville.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. And again, congratulations to Dr. Montague. We do look forward to getting you on board and working with you, and are very excited to have you joining the team. Also, another great thing that we get to do this afternoon is to talk about TCAT McMinnville. In 2020, as you recall, Nathan Garrett was appointed interim president of TCAT McMinnville upon Dr. Warren Locke's retirement. At the end of March 2021 meeting, the board approved the search criteria and recruitment for a new president. The search advisory committee was comprised of 17 individuals, including members of the Board of Regents, community leaders from that region, faculty, students, staff, and administration. I also again want to thank the members of this search committee for their time and commitment while serving. We were so pleased to have as our chair Regent Joey Hatch, Regent Wanda Reed, and Regent Weston Womp. TCAT McMinnville is the primary contributor to workforce development in this community. The person that I am recommending today will continue the progress that has been made and will strive to keep student success and workforce development as its top priority. After careful review and consideration, Madam Chair, I am pleased to recommend to you today Dr. Melody Edmonds as the next president of TCAT McMinnville. Dr. Edmonds has been employed at Motlow State Community College since 1995. She currently serves as an assistant vice president for academic affairs and was the interim vice president for academic affairs from 2016 until 2019. She has served as department chair for business and technology, director and academic dean of the Motlow State Community College McMinnville Center from 2000 to 2016, and was instructor and assistant professor of business information technology from 1995 to 2000. To say that she is no stranger to the McMinnville area is an understatement. She is known very well within the community already. She has been an integral part of helping that community grow and will continue to do so with TCAT McMinnville. She earned her EDD degree in educational leadership at East Tennessee State University, a master's of business administration at Tennessee Tech University, and her Bachelor of Science in Accounting at Middle Tennessee State University, and also an Associate of Science degree from Motlow State Community College. As in our previous search, an excellent pool of candidates was brought forth through the nationwide search, but I do believe that Dr. Edmonds is by far the best choice going forward for TCAT McMinnville. If adopted, Dr. Edmonds will begin on September 1st, 2021 with standard presidential allowances and state of Tennessee employee benefits. Vice Chair, I turn it back to you.
Thank you, Chancellor, for your good recommendation. Regent Hatch, thank you for taking the time to chair this search. What else would you like for us to know?
Well, in my 4+ years on the board, I think I've been involved in 7 or 8 of these searches, and it's truly been a highlight of the work we get to do. And each time I'm reminded of the high quality of both the community colleges and the technical colleges that we have, how popular they are, and how many folks want to come to our great state and work there. So that's always rewarding and a pleasure to be involved in. Before I read on, I do want to thank our in-house staff, April Preston and Carol Tomlinson. They did an incredible job. Chancellor, I guess you probably need to worry about them going out on their own as a search firm, so keep them happy with what they're doing. They did a great job. And then we had an extremely engaged and involved committee, especially from both the school and the community volunteers. It's always great to see how much they care about that and how involved they want to get. So with that, let me read the motion here. The committee met for the first time on April the 26th to review 26 applications received from all across the country. Virtual interviews took place on June the 9th and 10th with 6 applicants. 4 candidates were forwarded in the process to participate in on-campus open forum interviews on July the 15th. Madam Chair, it was a privilege to chair this search advisory committee. I concur with Chancellor Tiding's recommendation, and I make the motion to hire Dr. Melody Edmonds as the next president of the Tennessee College of Applied Technology at McMinnville, Tennessee.
Excellent. Thank you, Regent Hatch. So we have a motion. I want to turn now to the other 2 search committee members. But to Regent Reed, since this is your first meeting as a voting faculty member of the Board of Regents, would you like to second the motion and add any comments?
I would like to second that motion and just say it was an honor to be on this committee, and I'm just thrilled with her enthusiasm, and she's going to make a great president. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but she has smiled since this conversation has started, and she smiled during her whole interview, and I'm really excited for her, and she's going to be a great leader there, no doubt.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. Any further comments, Regent Wamp? And this was your first search committee, so thanks for giving so generously of your time.
No, it was a great experience, and you could tell Joey had the expediency with which he ran the show proved that he's done it before, and it was a great process. And it's a benefit, a real privilege that there were a handful of people who were fully qualified, I think, on day one to take the job and run with it. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if some of those who applied don't run one of our institutions in the future.
Great thought. Great thought. It's nice to be on everybody's list, so that's a good thing. Thank you, Regent Wamp. Any further comments? If not, let's not keep Dr. Edmonds in much more suspense. Sandra, why don't you call the roll for us?
Thank you. Regent Apple.
Aye.
Regent Burdine.
Aye.
Regent Duckett.
Aye.
Regent George. Regent George. I see that you're muted, Regent George.
Aye.
Thank you. Regent Gill.
Aye.
Regent Hatch.
Aye.
Commissioner Hatcher.
Aye.
Regent McElgay.
Aye.
Regent Powers.
Aye.
Regent Reed.
Aye.
Vice Chair Reynolds.
Aye.
Regent Varlin.
Oh.
Regent Wamp.
Aye.
And Regent White.
It's unanimous. Aye.
As he says, it is unanimous.
Excellent. Thank you both. So, Dr. Edmonds, it is very gratifying when one of our very own graduates continues her career in education and becomes one of our presidents. Welcome, and we call on you now for your comments.
Well, I want to thank all of you very much for the confidence that you're placing in me. I'm really excited about the work, and I do love this community. I love the work that we do with students and helping them, and that's going to be my focus every day. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. We look forward to congratulating you in person, hopefully next time we are all together. So thank you. So, Chancellor, well done. Thanks again to our search committees and to our candidates who came forward. And again, congratulations to our two new presidents. This is an exciting journey. Chancellor, do you have any other announcements for us this afternoon?
Well, I again also want to congratulate Dr. Edmonds and tell her how excited that we are. She's going to be joining the team. I will say I received a phone call yesterday afternoon from Dr. Torrance, and I answered the phone by saying, "Are you mad at me?" And he said, "No, I've actually called to tell you how excited I am that you have hired Dr. Edmonds and what a great team they're going to make with Motlow and McMinnville." He has assured me, and Dr. Edmonds did as well, that they intend to conquer the world in McMinnville. So great things are going to be happening there between Motlow Community College and TCAP McMinnville. Very proud of the work that Dr. Faulkner has done over his last 9.5 years of service at Volunteer State. We will spend time wishing him well in his retirement at a later date, and also want to thank Nathan Garrett for serving as our interim president there. And again, just to remind all of you that Nathan's not leaving us. He's coming back to the central office where he will continue his great work in academic affairs and working on our apprenticeship across the state. So thanks to everyone for being on the call today, for your hard work in getting to this point in the process. And I I feel like the baseball coach who now has a full team again and know that we'll be batting 1,000. So glad to have my 2 new team members joining today.
Well put. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Dr. Montague, we'll see you in about 3 weeks or so. Dr. Edmonds, you're not going too far, and we are very grateful. If there is no further business to come before the Tennessee Board of Regents this afternoon, once again, we thank you all, and we stand adjourned. We will see you soon. Take care.